So what is going on, guys? Today I am going to be showing you how to make any of these characters in UFC 2. So if you guys have seen any of my UFC 2 videos or my wrestling videos, you guys know I love making characters. And I actually got a few requests a while ago about how to make SpongeBob because people were pretty confused on how to do it. So I'm actually going to be focusing on how to make more cartoon characters. I mean, I can show you as well how to make these guys such as Corey because he came out really well. But I'm going to be focusing on SpongeBob for this video. So the method that I use is actually pretty simple. I'm surprised a lot of people really didn't, try to do this themselves. I did explain it to some people, but I don't really think that many people understood how to do it. So I'm going to start switching over to the computer so you guys can see what I am doing on there to make this happen. Wait, before you actually get to see what's on the screen, I highly advise you go download Mozilla Firefox right now, head over to EA Sports Game Phase and do what it says so that you can get the plugin so that you won't have to worry about that later when working on the picture. Alright, so I'm going to try to make this tutorial pretty quick so that you guys can go ahead and go on UFC and start using your brand new characters. So what you're going to need is Photoshop or GIMP. GIMP is free, so you can download that, and it is pretty much the same as Photoshop. So once you got one of those installed, you're going to want to go ahead and grab a picture of a person staring straight ahead, and for me, I would use a picture of SpongeBob staring straight ahead so that I can get the features and match them up perfectly with this guy's face. So once you have that, you're going to want to make either a large picture. I would suggest putting in a 1920 by 1080 so you can have them side by side and working on them, and it makes it pretty much easier. So once you have them both in here, all you're going to want to do is click on this thing. I use this one. I mean, you can use other tools, but I like using the quick selection tool. You're going to want to zoom in and get the main features of the character. So for me, SpongeBob's main features, I would say, are his mouth, his cheeks, his teeth, whatever the hell this underlip thing is, and his eyelashes. So I already went ahead and selected everything and put them in separate layers. In order to put them separate layers, all you're going to want to do is have one thing selected. So for example, SpongeBob's mouth and cheeks are selected. You're going to want to go ahead and right click and put layer via copy. So what that does is it makes a copy of whatever you have selected, so we can go ahead and move around and do whatever we want with this. So now that I have all the features selected, all you're going to want to do is go ahead and match everything up with this guy's face and try to make it look as pretty much, realistic as possible. So if you have been following everything so far, this is what your character should look like. So in order to take off the eyebrows, because there is a conflict with the eyebrows and eyelashes, GameFace would get confused. You're going to want to go ahead and click on the layer of the person's face. I've already done it with one of his eyebrows, but I'll be showing you with the other. So click on the layer, click on the clone stamp tool. I suggest putting it a little bit lower than 72 pixels and then putting the flow pretty low. All you're going to want to do is Alt and then click above the eyebrow. And then you're just going to want to kind of hold the left click and then just start going over it and it will start covering it up. You see, if something like this starts happening where it starts getting darker for no reason around there, you're just going to want to go ahead and click again, Alt click, and then you can just start going over it. And this is pretty much what it should look like without the eyebrows. Okay, so this next part I think is the most important because it is going to be what gives your character the color. So you're going to want to go ahead and select the layer with the face on it, press Ctrl J so that you can make a copy. Once you have the copy, go up to image, go to adjustments, and then go to hue and saturation. So right here what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put colorize, and then try to make it yellow, and then your character will start looking like this. You can mess with the darkness and the lightness, whatever you want to call it, and it does make it look a little bit better. So I usually put it down to like -4, -5 because it looks a little bit better there, but it is completely up to you. So GameFace will get confused if the eyes and everything are pretty much the same color. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead and click the eraser and then just start erasing this part. So that is why we made the duplicate layer, is because we need the eye color to make sure that it actually works. So now that you're pretty much done with Photoshop or GIMP, all you're going to want to do is go ahead and save the file as a PNG or JPEG. Okay, so all you're going to want to do now is just go ahead, open up Mozilla Firefox and head over to easports.com/gameface. So if you guys do not know where your origin or your EA account is, on UFC 2, all you guys have to do is just go to Customize. From Customize, you're going to want to go over right, and then on the right you will see EA account. Click on that and it will tell you what your account is. So once you sign into EA Sports Game Face, this is the screen that you're going to see. So the options that you have so far are, you can select a gender female or male. I'm going to go ahead and go with male. I mean, you can do female and put any face you want. Either way, it's still going to work. As long as you pick male or female in UFC to correspond with whatever you chose here, it's going to work. So this is the thing that you upload your picture to. So all you're going to do is click on upload front image, upload your picture, and it will pop up right here. So our picture has been approved. All you want to do is go ahead and click next. Alright, so after skipping the side image, you're only going to have the option for the front image. So all you're going to want to do is zoom out a little bit. You're going to want to make sure that this lines up with the middle of the person's nose, such as this one right here with the reference picture. So for us, it's going to be a little bit different because the cheeks of SpongeBob kind of push out a little bit, so this is the best that we can do. Okay, so now that you have this selected, you just want to go ahead and put next. Okay, so this is where you're going to see some markers. All you're going to do is put the corresponding markers to whatever the hell it tells you to put it to. So the left marker you're going to put on the left eye, the right eye you're going to put on the right eye, and just do that until everything looks pretty much like this right here. Okay, so once you have everything lined up, all you're going to do is put next and it will start generating the game face. Okay, so this is pretty much what it looks like so far. Our SpongeBob came out a little cross-eyed, but that's okay. All you're going to want to do is go ahead and save the game face. Okay, so now we are back in UFC 2. Now all you want to do is go to Appearance in Create a Fighter. You're going to go to the head, go to game face, and just put yes. It'll start importing your character. If this part doesn't work, just give it a few more tries because that means your game face probably didn't fully save yet. So this is what it will look like once your character is imported. I know it doesn't look exactly like SpongeBob so far, but this is why you have the sculpting. So from here, what I usually like to do is I usually like to push his nose out as much as possible. So I go to protrusion, I push that out, I go to tip protrusion, push that out, and I put the shape all the way up so that it makes it kind of round, as you can see, and I pretty much just push the nostrils in. So there you go, now you have a SpongeBob nose. It's not that difficult to do this part. Another thing you can do is you can head over to the cheeks and make them bulkier, make the width higher so that it looks like he's actually smiling. You can go to the eyes as well and change the color. And this is pretty much just the finishing touches right here. You just want to add all the spots all over SpongeBob. So that is pretty much how you make SpongeBob. Here you can add whatever you want. You can make him whatever age you want. You can put him in whatever weight class. Doesn't really matter. So once you do all that, do whatever you want, put his skills, his style, whatever you want to do. You just want to save it and you're pretty much done with the SpongeBob that you have created. So there you have it, guys. That is how you make any character in UFC 2. It is pretty simple once you get the hang of it. I know it takes a while for the first time, but trust me, once you get the hang of it, it starts to become a lot easier and you will start getting addicted to making characters, or at least I am. So I want you guys to tweet me pictures of the characters that you have made using my method. I'm pretty interested to see if you guys have actually used the method, and if you guys make anything else other than SpongeBob, I would love to see that as well. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like. If you guys want to see what happens when SpongeBob goes up against Corey Baxter, you can click on the video right here. And if you guys want to see what happens when Carlton disrespects SpongeBob, you can click on the video right there. So that is pretty much it. I will see you guys later. If you guys do want to see more creations, just let me know in the comments and I will be able to do those for you.